Okay, as discussed, we have started recording, and with you deciding to stay with us, you are giving consent. So Edward is saying he's not able to attend the entire session, and that is quite fine. Hello, Chloe. Welcome, everybody. So,
Hi,
we,
hi, thank you.
it's a long
Thank
time now.
you.
Okay? We've missed you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm actually on the road. I had to park somewhere, but yeah,
Oh,
it's by the filling station, so it's fine. Thanks. Thank you.
No problem. At least we got to hear some of you today.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. First things first, I'd like to welcome everybody to today's meeting. We do have a few apologies. Debbie has sent her apologies. Um, Marsha has sent her apologies. Lisa has sent her apologies, and Felicia. I don't know if I've missed anybody out because I haven't checked the chat again. Um, I think Shamshad said she will try and join in. And then we will just see as the other trainers have, like, if they join in, great. If they don't, it just means that they are occupied right now and aren't able to join us, but they'll probably watch the video afterwards. So, not to take any more of your time, I want to say thank you. So, as you can see, we have two invited guests, robotic guests, that will be taking our minutes today. So I see that AB has put in Firefly's AI note taker, and I am trying Teams Maestro. So it's just us testing out, and as we go into the agenda, you will see that AI is a thing now, at least for staff training and all
yeah,
of.
it's
But
exciting.
it is.
Mm.
Mishak says he's currently on site. Let me just open my chats also so I can see. He's currently on site. Might not finish the meeting with you. My apologies. That's quite fine.
Edward.
And Tia, Cindy's twin is with us. Tia, um, Tia is Cindy did say officially on the chat room she wasn't going to make it. So, in her defense, she sent her apologies.
And they look so alike.
You know,
They do,
They're full of nonsense too.
Both of them.
we also have AB that said he is struggling to connect, so he'll join us when he's able to. Okay, so we're going to go into the agenda. So I've welcomed everybody. Today we have a jam-packed session, so I'm not going to do any tag teams as yet. Um, and I'm going to actually just jump straight into it. So it's a little bit different from our usual take, but close to the end, hopefully, we still have time and I do have an activity prepared for us, but depending on how much time we have available. So I have a few cool announcements, but first and foremost, let us just get the nitty gritty behind us. So with regards to CETA, I just need to remind everybody. Welcome, Avi. Avi just joined us now. I just
Hi,
need
Eddie.
I just need
Hi
to
all.
remind
Right.
everybody
right?
that I've sent a document via the trainer portal, and it is there for all the trainers to review. It is stuff that we've already discussed, and the main points that comes in is that we've now completely gone digital with our POEs. So we do not accept hard copy POEs. That is like the bottom line, and that is what we communicate. What I'm going to tell you as trainers, this is just an additional line for you as trainers, not what you'll communicate to your delegates. But if a delegate comes to you and says, there is no way I am going to be able to email this POE for whatever reason, you say, okay, sure, no problem, please contact the office. And so what we want to do is we almost want to discourage having hard copy sent, but we still want to accommodate those delegates that really cannot. So we as facilitators, trainers, and as staff training aren't going to communicate that we accept hard copies. Our stance is that we do take electronic copies, and that is how we are moving forward. However, we are realistic that we live in South Africa. There is a digital divide. There is companies that don't necessarily have access to emails, or for whatever reason they aren't able to email the POEs. We are going to accommodate them, but it is not going to be part of our communication to delegates. It is only if they come to us now as trainers afterwards, but there is no way. Then you can say, okay, no problem. Please just contact the office and they will provide you with the steps to submit via submit a hard copy or give you a solution. So that way we almost take it out of your hands. So you don't have to worry about explaining the process, but we will then explain to them, okay, because technically, even if they carry it, they can still, they'll still have to send us an email with a courier number, but they'll say, okay, they'll message it. So we are going to accommodate those that absolutely can't, but our communication going forward is we only accept electronic POEs. And with that being said, in that document, it just gives you the nitty gritty of things to tell the delegates. Okay, we all good. All the technical stuff is behind us. And Cindy, please just jump in if I miss anything. Then some exciting, I'm very sad Kanya's not here at this moment, but some exciting news. Um, so I made a notice on the chat room yesterday. So we had Kanya and AB try our first collaboration of 3-day leadership, which is super exciting because what this means is that we now are able to do the 3-day leadership program or workshop at every local, at every province. So this is super exciting for us because now you as a trainer, if you aren't comfortable or you don't have the Enneagram background, you are still able, because I mean we're all able to do the leadership training. But now we have Kanya doing still the specialist training part of the Enneagram, but it is almost like a collab experience. And it will be super cool, maybe a little later, if AB can share like a 2-minute snippet of how the experience was. But from the delegates' input, I saw a Google review. She was very happy. And Kanya also said on an email that she was also very happy. They sounded super excited. So, yeah. And then the AI incorporation. So as you guys know, we have a lot of AI going a lot around. So we have our first course loaded online, which is super awesome. And we have the next one, which would be probably up today, latest tomorrow, but probably today. So we are super excited to be launching this. So there is a ask, essentially. We know that not all the trainers are proficient in AI. So if you are, please just reach out to me. If you have a good background and knowledge of AI, just touch base with me so that I know who are the trainers that is comfortable with handling this topic. But what our future goal is to ensure that our trainers educate themselves, become proficient, maybe attend other trainings. Remember we spoke last meeting about collaborations, learning from one another. Maybe there's a space for it. So I don't know what it looks like, but we would like all our trainers to be able to be there so that we have trainers across South Africa that is able to run our AI workshops. But right now, the ask is for those that are proficient, please touch base with me. Please touch base with Cindy. Touch base with one of us. Let us know. Hey, I am comfortable running AI. I have been using it for X amount of time. I do feel comfortable that I will be able to host a session or workshops on that. And from there, we can look at upscaling the rest of the trainers. So we have that down. And now I want to open up the floor before we move on to the next segment. What is your guys' thoughts? That was a mouthful. I know Carolyn was saying that she's very excited. So I just want to hear from you guys. What do you feel about all this new developments happening at staff training? Is it something you're excited about? Are you overwhelmed? Yeah.
I'm really excited. The AI thing is just fascinates me. I'm so excited, and I'm really excited to look at it through your eyes because there's so much for me to learn. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm a complete newbie, but it fascinates me. So it's really exciting. The other things that are happening, every single one of them is adding value. So sometimes it can be overwhelming because you've got to take on board a lot of information, but it's so exciting. It means that you don't get stuck at one level. So for me, it's great.
Awesome, Carolyn. I see AB's hand is up and then Chloe. AB, you can go.
Hi, Nell. Yes, and team, I am super, super excited about this new development. I am a proficient super using AI. I've been using it for the last 3 years with various tools. So I am so excited because it is the way the world is changing. And there's a lot that I can share with regard to, for example, even the ethical and the moral implications. So as I said again, I'm really excited that staff training has decided to go this route and decided to actually incorporate it as part of training. And I'm really excited that I'll be able to share with the rest of the team what I have learned and how to navigate safely the whole AI endeavor. Thank you.
Awesome. We have Chloe up and then we have Cindy.
Hi, team. I'm a learner in AI. I've been playing around. I'm not yet ready to host a session, but yes, I'm loving it. It makes life a lot easier. It's just a matter of maybe getting used and exploring and maybe getting to the ethical side of things. But yeah, it's the way to go. Staff training, this is the way to go. That's all I can say. Thank you. And I'm
Oh,
open to learning. Yes, thank you.
Cindy.
So I'm happy also to learn so I can sell it this side and have a better understanding of how things are working. Then I can pitch it in a way to the clients. And so, yeah, that's why I'm also going to be attending so that, yeah, so it's a twofold. I'll know what I'm selling because AI is broad based. So our courses, what are they tailored for, which market, things like that. That's what I'm also excited. Because then I remember when Chanel and I were discussing, I was like, we should attend this course, and especially me because of the thing is when somebody phones, and I've already had inquiries, by the way, about this training. Soon as it launched, the inquiries were coming in, and I said to her, we should attend so that we know what we're talking about, not being blank when somebody asks you a question. But how are you selling if you don't know your product? So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Chloe, I just want to find out, is that the old end?
Excuse me?
No, I just wanted to find out if that was the old end.
Yes. I've already spoken. Thanks.
No
Yes.
problem. Check, you're more than welcome to go.
Mishak.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for noticing. And hello, everyone. It's been a while, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially with me. I haven't had time to join the previous meetings, and I apologize for that. I think from what everyone has said about AI, I think it's a great initiative. We are heading the right direction. On my side, personally, I'm currently undergoing training with some friends which I know from the past, I've worked with from the past. So, but I've worked with AI since from beginning of last year. So, but so far so good. I think we're heading the right direction, and I'm glad someone like Abby is here. I can pick up that is got an intensive experience in AI. I think it's gonna be beneficial to us. So if he doesn't mind, I'm one who bugs a lot when I want to learn something. So I'll bug him a lot. I'll be in touch with him. So, but thank you for this initiative. I think it will ease a lot of pressure from us, especially facilitators, going forward. Thank you.
Awesome. So thank you everybody for sharing. So it is extremely exciting from the trainer side and from our side. It is something new in the sense where, I mean, it's new to us, but we know AI has been here for a while. And I wish that the whole topic was about AI, but we have things that we need to cover. But there was one thing I want to mention. So things that you will see happening or changing a bit is we are incorporating an AI section in all of our categories of workshops. So, for example, DevMan. So, I will be reaching out to trainers. I already spoke to one of the trainers here that I will be reaching out to her. But so we have categories. So, for example, the DevMan range. In one of those, we will have something that will have a preamble of the AI, like why AI is beneficial. And then we will try and dive a little bit deeper into how we can incorporate AI into that specific theme, like developing new management. Um, and obviously, I don't know everything. So I will be reaching out to you guys to try and see how we can incorporate. But there will be modules, or there will be a module added per category. So we'll also have, for example, like the frontline reception one will have one. We will start off with our main sellers, the courses that happens frequently, and then we will dive deeper into the other courses just to add those. This obviously does not include any CETA workshops, but all our unaccredited workshops, you will start seeing that. And I'm not exactly sure how we're going to update the if we're going to have a CETA logo, sorry, CETA's on my brain. If we're going to have like an AI logo on the manual, just so that you know that this is now an AI updated manual, or if it's going to be on the course outline. So that I don't know yet. And as soon as I do know, I will communicate over the trainer chat portal. But that is one of the things that's happening. And then right now we have 2 trainings that will be happening virtually. So right now we are using AB as our facilitator to host the trainings for our AI foundations, which will happen in June. I think it's the 10th. Okay, Cindy will correct
Correct.
me. Okay, the 10th of June, and I think it's somewhere in July, the 6th or the worst is I actually put these dates down on the calendar and now I can't recall, but those are the 2 dates, and we are selling it at a discounted rate. So please tell your delegates, listen, oh, if you don't know, we do have an awesome course that we're currently selling um cheap. I don't know, we don't want to say cheap, but we want to say at an affordable rate or something like that. We would appreciate that. And also just the big ups. I've seen a lot of reviews um, on Google. I saw some for Becky. Saw some for a few other trainers, and it's super cool. I'm glad that we're now getting that. And because I know Shona would want me to say this, please also just remember to send us photos. Nobody has sent me photos yet. So I'm just helping Shona there at the moment. And please encourage your delegates to do Google reviews. So you see, all the nitty gritty is done. Cindy, did you send a message?
The
Uh,
dates, the
oh,
dates,
the
10th
2nd of
of June and 2nd of July.
Okay, thank you. So it's the 10th of June and the 2nd of July. Remember, thereafter, the training is going to go back to its standard price. And we are hoping that we wouldn't have to only do the courses virtually. Yes, Carolyn?
So we could actually say that it's an inaugural price for the first 2 as a
Mm-hmm.
special, and then going forward it goes back to normal.
So essentially, yes. So it is a special. Right now, we're going to run it as a half-day course, even though Debbie has mentioned that it should essentially be a one-day course regarding like what's the amount of content. But we are kind of hoping that Ada will give us feedback of how it went, what adjustments we need to make, maybe according to the content or how much time realistically needs to dive deeper in, and then we will make adjustments from there. But right now, we just want to get the ball rolling.
So I haven't taken my hand down. Can I ask something? Sorry. Does that mean that we can join? Is that what you're saying? We
That
can learn from AB.
that I will leave to me and Cindy to go check in with Debbie and confirm. For me personally, that we have said that we are going to create a space for trainers to learn from one another. But we also just want to make double and triple sure because this is a new program. I know with the other programs, we've always been open with saying, please join each other's. I mean, that was the last meeting we said, please join each other's trainings and stuff. And so I don't know if this will be any different. I highly doubt it, but let us just double check.
Okay, sorry. So my question, well, obviously we will pay for it. We won't join for nothing because I think it makes perfect sense. AB's presenting a course, but it would just be lovely to actually learn from him because he obviously has incredible knowledge on this.
So what we can maybe do is, and what we can discuss with, because I think this is one of those. I mean, I just want to share quickly. So me and Cindy and Shona have been upskilled to make decisions, you know. But I do think that this specific question is a bit, and for the most part, make decisions, confirm, and then go with it. But for this decision, I think it would be just good for us to touch base because it's the first time that it's a new program. And I think maybe we can either find a middle ground where we can say, okay, yeah, maybe the trainers can contribute so that we can ensure that the facilitator gets compensated for that and so we can cover material, etc. And or we find something around. So I can't answer right now, but what I can say is we will think a little bit from my and Cindy's side, and then we will come up with a proposal to Debbie, and then we will just hear what she has to say. And she'll probably see this recording and be like, well, okay. Yeah, sorry. So I will get back to you on that one. I do think that we can find middle ground. Our aim and our space is to also upskill our trainers, but like you said, we also want to ensure that the trainer is benefiting from it, and that we cover whatever cost we incur. Okay. Into the actual session. Wow. I knew that the section would have been a little longer, but okay. And that's why I said, let me not start with welcoming, with a game. So I opened up with I sent a Google link. I'm not sure if anybody received it, but I did have one response. And I just want to open up my presentation to get into the questions. Here we go. Sorry. And then we're going to share. If I can find Teams would be great. Okay. Also, I just want to add, I don't know if my AI is currently recording this meeting because it said it would, and I hope it's not going to send anything out. So I'm also just trying to figure this out. Here we go. Okay. So we moved over, we went to the welcoming, we moved over to the training, announcements. So just to cover what happened last meeting. So we were discussing mainly about how we create engagement, how we, there was a few other topics, but one of them was engagement. And went quite in depth with it. So now we had some reflective questions. I just want to find out because I actually don't know was the person that answered Is anybody here, has anybody answered the Google form or have they seen the Google form? Okay, I see Carolyn's hand.
Yeah, I've answered it.
Okay, I thought I saw. It looked, I wasn't sure it was between you and Kanya. Okay. Has anybody else seen the Google form?
No, Chanel, I've not seen that Google form.
No, that's fair enough and fine. I'm just checking so that I can actually share the Google form then online. I just want to open it up. Here we go. Questions. Okay. And I'm going to share over Teams. I'm going to share my entire screen just because it's a bit easier. Okay, so we had a Google form and there was a few questions that we had. So we asked everybody to think about how do you currently define engagement in the training context? What does it hide? So the thing was not to answer these questions, it was merely to think about it. Like, what does a highly engaged session look and feel like to you? What steps do you take before a session to set the tone for active participation? So if you listen to the questions, I don't know if you recall our last meeting, you can't see on your side. I just want to check, can the rest of you see, or is it too small, Carolyn? Must I make it bigger?
No, I can only see your blank screen with your initials in it.
Huh.
I can see your screen fine. Chanel, just what you need to do is just switch it off and restart it again. Then
Okay.
then it should pop up on her side.
Okay, I'm going to stop
There we
sharing
go. And a reshare.
and then I'll reshare. Okay. Carolyn, can you see now? Okay, so what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to screenshot it, send it via WhatsApp.
Don't
and
worry, I'll get it on my phone.
Okay, cool. So if you remember, so these questions, if you listen to it, you'll see it aligns a lot with what we've discussed last time. So these were just merely reflection questions. So Mishak says also he can only see initials. So Mishak, I'm just going to read the questions for you, and I have sent the link. So if you want to go and look at it again later, then we can. What I'm going to do after this is I'm going to move back to the presentation, which has the actual 3 questions we're going to focus on. But this is more just to get you thinking in line with what we're looking for: engagement, participation, get the brain blood cells flowing. Okay, so it was, how do you currently define engagement in a training context? What does a highly engaged session look and feel like to you? What steps do you take before a session to set the tone for active participation? How do you prepare differently for engagement in the virtual versus face-to-face environments? What are your go-to methods or tools for encouraging interaction during a session? How do you respond when participation is low or delegates seem disengaged? Can you recall a moment when you successfully turned around a flat session? What did you do? How do you create a safe and inclusive space that invites participation from all delegates? What role does your body language, tone of voice, or positioning play in encouraging participation in a face-to-face or virtual sessions? And how do you know if your participation are truly engaged? So out of all those questions, and for those that were in the last meeting, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but most of those questions was already covered. We discussed that. We spoke about having the coffee sessions prior to the training even starting. When we see someone's disengaged, we don't nitpick on them, but we look at if we've spoken to them about something prior to us starting the training, looking at how we incorporate that specific conversation and let it make sense. Carolyn's superpower. So So we covered a lot of that. I think the one question that stands out there is sorry, how do you know if your participants are truly engaged beyond just responding? So I don't think that we've covered that in the last meeting. And what I would like us to do is just take a round quickly and think about the question. And I want to start with if Chloe is still available, if you can maybe start off by responding if you open to it or if you're available, because I don't know if you're still on the road. Chloe? Okay. Let's see. I haven't heard from Edward. Edward, before you pop out, Edward, I just want to
Yes,
check. Yeah.
I'm here. I am here.
Okay. So I was wondering if you are able to start us off. So the question is, how do you know if your participants are truly engaged beyond just responding?
Okay, that's a good one. I think what we find in the learning context in today's day and age, we're becoming a little more aware of neurodivergency within the learning and within the training space. And I think back in the day, many trainers and facilitators would find it difficult speaking to different learners who may seem to be disengaged. Some of them are either doodling, others are busy fidgeting, and so forth. And so, what I have found is I'd leave my learners to do what they need to do, whether they're learners or participants or delegates, but checking for understanding and having them then in various ways, either through different quizzes, also asking them direct to elaborate on the different questions we've asked, asking them what their understanding would be. And so they'd answer, but then I'd ask them to give real life type of scenarios, especially if I feel that the person may seem disengaged. So there's various ways that we can do that, and also I think it also comes from the facilitator's manner in being able to engage, because many times you may have a facilitator that may not have the skill to identify whether someone's engaged or not. So it's the facilitator's responsibility to be skilled in that capacity, but then also use different types of activities to be able to have the person engage with you. And then again, to that question, how do we identify that they are just not answering? It's by asking deeper questions and having them build scenarios on that concept to identify whether they've conceptualized the correct understanding of what we are dealing with, the topic as such. I don't know if that answers you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Edward. Yes, it does. Can I ask you to choose someone? But the next question will be, is there anything you'd like to add to what Edward has said? And or yeah, is there anything that you'd like to add to what Edward has said? Or any thoughts you have on feedback that is given? I see Mishak actually lifted his hand, so I will choose Mishak.
Bishop, Bishop, I choose you.
Awesome. We all choose you.
Now, somehow I had a feeling you are coming my direction. So I
Okay.
thought let me raise up my hand before I disappear. No, but what Edward is saying, it's entirely true. He mentioned a handful, and also we can add interactive activities like group discussions, case studies, and role playing to encourage active participation in the classroom. But just to add on what Edward said, what everything that is touched on is what we go through on a daily basis. Sometimes you find yourself in a classroom where you are unable to read the body language of your learners. So as a
Mm.
skilled professional, you need to figure out ways to get them to participate. Through also feedback, or you collect feedback through surveys or informal discussions. What I usually do during breaks, maybe when they're sitting in a group, I just join them, just informally discuss certain issues related to what we were learning to see how far they are in terms of understanding. That helps going forward. The other thing which Edward mentioned, verbal listening for questions, how they comment, how they contribute to discussions, it helps. Body language, like I said, sometimes it's difficult to read, but especially on Mondays, people come tired, so it's hard to read the body language. Others do a lot on the Sunday. They come to class extremely exhausted. So, but what Edward said, I agree with it, and that's my 2 cents worth.
Mishak, that's
Thank you.
definitely worth. I mean, you brought up some very important notes, and I think that is what we've covered. We covered quite a bit in the last session, but I don't think we focused a lot on like how do you honestly know that your participants, your delegates have now engaged, that they actually understand what you're doing, that they're there with you beyond just like, oh, I'm answering for the sake of answering. Mishak, is there anybody else? I'm going to limit it to 3 people. Is there anybody else you'd like to select, or is there anybody else that would like to add on to what Mishak and Edward has just said? Wow, you guys covered everything. That's awesome. Okay, so moving along, let's just quickly unspotlight you. See, I'm doing all these things. I'm trying to get my team skills back on par. There we go. So, I think one of the things that we just need to remember when going into our sessions is that it is one thing for our delegates to be engaged and participate, but it is another thing for them to truly understand. And our aim as trainers and facilitators is to upskill our delegates. We want them to feel that we have added value, and that they've truly learned from what we've taught them, whatever it may be. If it's minute taking, if it is frontline reception, we want to ensure that when they're done, they're like, oh my goodness, I actually didn't know this. I mean, I remember attending a training session with Carolyn, and the first session, it was DevMan 1. And I told her, or I made a comment and I said, um, most of the stuff I actually know. I've done it before, you know. But with that being said, the way the training and the session was conducted, it felt like there was a different take on it. And so it is one thing for delegates to know the information. It is another thing for the facilitator to be able to understand the audience and to be able to engage with them in such a way that they have that aha moment. Even if it is just one thing that they genuinely take away that improves how they work, that is at the end of the day why we're here. So we must always just remember when we go into these workshops that we have a purpose. Our purpose is not merely to train, facilitate, be there. Because, I mean, everybody essentially can do something. Like we can have anybody off the street and say, go present something. But we're not looking for presenters. We're looking for trainers that are genuinely caring, that is upskilling our delegates so that they can say, we want to come back, we want more, and we want them to be excited, like with other offerings that we may have, even if it includes AI. So, yeah. Moving on. So, I'm not going to go through, but I would like to encourage those that are here, and for those that are going to watch the recording, please go to that Google questionnaire. And it is not for us to know. You don't have to answer those questions, but it is for you to just sometimes have a moment to yourself and remind yourself about what your purpose at the end of the day is. In case you maybe lost your way or something, it is just so that we ensure that we have quality when we are delivering our services to these clients. Because sometimes, we might also have our own things going on, but we have a purpose. We as trainers, I mean, me and Cindy, even though we don't train, our purpose, my purpose is to ensure that the trainers feel like they are heard, they are looked after, they are skilled, so that they can do so with the delegates, so that they can give back to the delegates. And Cindy's role is to ensure that they are happy, like you trainers are happy, that you are being financially compensated. If you have complaints, that she listens to you, because she usually listens to any complaints. So we're there to support you, so that at the end of the day, we know our end goal is still ensuring that the delegates get the best service, because our trainers are happy. And we want you to know that we are here for you. And if it means you need someone to chat to, um, I'm usually not the person to go to. Cindy is. I'm not going to lie. But if you need upskilling, I'm the person. Then knock on my door and say, I need some training on X, Y, and Z. Even if I don't know it, I will put you in touch with the right person, or, I will make it happen there. Okay, let us go into the next point. So, there is two questions that came out of that, but the one big question is what? Okay, the first, this is just to think about, what would you like to try and improve for future sessions around engagements, and why? That is more for you to think about. But what we would like you to come back to us about is, and I'm going to put this in the chat, what support can we offer from staff training so you can achieve that above goal? So I know Carolyn shared with us over Google, the Google form. Carolyn, would you please like to share it on this platform?
I'm lost.
Okay, it
In
was,
particular, what you guys can do to help us.
yes. I will
Sure.
share. Do you want to share what you?
Okay. So what can you do to help us? You're available, and you're available in a non-judgmental space. So coming to you is not it. You don't feel embarrassed. You don't think, listen, I should actually know this. This is my job. You actually come straight to you or to Cindy, and you guys are very approachable. So for me, that personally, that is a big issue. The other one is when we make suggestions, we actually see them happen. So it encourages us. It encourages that interaction. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but I know for me, that's a big thing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That was more than what I was asking
Oh,
for.
okay, cool.
Because I was actually, and I'm going to put it in the chat, I was referring to the Google form, where we asked what like, and no, but it's fine now. We feel good
Cool.
about us. So the question was, what would you like to try and improve in your future sessions around engagement, and why? And Carolyn shared, I'm learning to be more playful. I got this from watching Debbie. I tend to be self-conscious. I'm sorry, I'm sharing. Is it
No,
okay?
go, fine.
Oh, I've had to force myself out of my comfort zone to incorporate this. And I felt like, oh my goodness, I didn't know who it was. I wasn't sure at the time. But I felt like this is so cool because you acknowledge, okay, there is spaces that you can grow. So we want you to encourage our trainers to look at what are the spaces that you can grow. And then the other question was, what support can we offer from staff training so that you can achieve this above goal? And then you asked that, let us know about other games or tools of which you become aware. So essentially other games that allows you to be more playful, um, other activities or tools that you're not so self-conscious about, but that you can incorporate so that you can improve the engagement. So that's what I understand from that. And so we want to encourage you specifically on what support can we provide as staff training so that we can look at what tools are out there and so that we can come back. And that leads us into the meets that we will be having. So the meets is essentially on a Wednesday. I will be hosting, I don't know why I called it. No, I think David called it meets, and I'm just going with it. So we will be hosting meets, and that will take place on a Wednesday. I think I said 9:30, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to find you guys on my screen. I'm very sorry. I've lost you completely. There you. So the space for the meets is essentially for you to come to me. We want to build on what we have done in the session, but it is not limited to what we have covered in the training meetings. So if you feel like there is something in addition you want to dive deeper into, we would like to. But like one of the sessions will be if I'm going to do research and I'll be like, okay, Carolyn, I'm going to host on Wednesday. The 4th is the first one. On the 4th of June, depending on the feedback I get from the trainings, I'm going to say, okay, here's more game related engagement activities that I'm going to present, or I'm going to say that these are how you can use it. If it's online, this is the tools, or I'll share something. And it wouldn't be long. It's 15 to 30 minutes. And what I aim to do is I'm going to open it up to all the trainers. So I'll send out an invite and say, this is what we'll be discussing or chatting about or introducing. And then you guys are more than welcome to join. So we will be having these sessions every second week on a Wednesday at 9:30. And I will be sending the schedule on Teams, on the trainer portal. Carolyn.
Sorry
Yes.
to bug you.
No.
Every Wednesday I'm booked. Will there be a train? Sorry. Will I be able to watch the movie? The video?
For you, for comedy. You were the one that said I must stick to one day.
Absolutely.
Carolyn actually told me, you choose one day, you stick to it, and everybody. Now, what I will do, okay, so I decided on a Wednesday because I felt like that works for me, but I don't think I'm going to limit it to it, but it will be morning sessions, and let us open it up to a Wednesday or Thursday. No? So either, and that way, if you are able to attend, you are able to attend. If for some other reason you really can't, but you want to have a session of some sort, may it be how to use Teams, etc., then let me know and we can schedule it at a different time. And then we can maybe, but ideally in the morning, but if we can't, we can schedule something for the afternoon. Okay, that was a mouthful from me. There was a lot that was covered, mostly the exciting news of AI, especially. And then we reiterated about engagement because that is the idea. And our next session, you'll see it will have the same format. And I've sent out what topics we will be covering. And if there's anything that comes to mind, please share. And the idea of these training meetings is not only to share what we are doing or what is happening in staff training, but it is to ensure that, we are continuously improving the quality of service that we are offering. And so we are here to support you. And it's also just for us to touch base and see that you guys are all good. Because sometimes you don't see or hear any from anybody. So that is basically the space and it allows for us to engage with other trainers. Like if, I don't know, Floby hasn't been here for a while, so now you see Edward and Mishak and all the new faces and vice versa, and we get to see we are a whole happy family. Okay, so lastly, we have 5 minutes left and I've spoken so much. I will open up the floor to any questions, any concerns. I'm also going to put out a disclaimer. If the AI technology stuff sends out meeting minutes and I didn't verify it yet, I apologize. I'm still figuring it out. And so is there anything else that you'd like to add? It's quiet. You guys are making me talk a lot. How do I get your engagement? Are you testing my skills? Okay, Cindy, is there anything you'd like to share from your end? Anything the trainers need to know?
No, I just want to throw a curveball here. AB, and or whichever. I think 4 trainers are here. Timing of staff training sessions. Off the top of your head, what would you say are the times of staff training sessions? Face to face, in-house, virtual. AB?
Okay, so staff training in-house 8:30 to 4:30, virtual 9 o'clock to 4:30. That's off the cuff.
And at venues?
8:30 to 4:30.
Okay, Carolyn?
Do you mean what time should it be? Or what time?
What are the training times?
Okay, so I generally find that we finish around about 4:15. Yesterday we finished very late, but generally I find that they're wilting by about 4:15. So I try and end off by 4.
Okay, let's start with the start time.
Okay, 8:30.
You've been with staff training for since inception?
Since a bit after the inception, yeah.
Has it always been like that?
Yeah, it has always been like that. There have been a couple of times, for instance, when people are traveling from far, where we will start at 9, but it's an agreed time. That's my experience. Maybe you guys have got more that I don't know about.
Okay. No, Shlobi, welcome, my friend. I missed you.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Now, I know 8:30 to 16 hours face to face. Yeah, that's how it's been. I'm not sure if there's anything that has changed. Well, I haven't been here too long. Well, yeah, not very long. But yeah, 8:30, 16 hours.
Thank you. I just wanted to do a census. Just so that now I've got it down right. No problem. Thank you very much. You've answered my question. Chanel. Yeah. So thank you guys. I always enjoy working with you guys. Listening to you guys. ABS.
No, it's not on that. It's on a different topic. So it's not aligned to your question, Cindy.
No.
Okay. So I actually just want to give a little bit of feedback since Chanel forgot about me. Chanel, you forgot about me.
We have a minute, 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, I know, but mine is 30 seconds. So yeah. Okay. Let me just quickly give you some fun feedback about the Enneagram and the leadership in 30 seconds flat. It was absolutely fantastic. Chanel will know I'm a type 1 personality, so everything is perfect all the time, every time. so we had so much fun, myself and Kenya. In fact, she was telling me that I had to make some amendment to the register, to the attendance register because of my type 1 personality. Anyway, what I want to share with you, it is a fantastic opportunity not only to be able to engage on a face-to-face with the Enneagram, because that was virtual as well, but we would actually be able to do this on a virtual to virtual platform, which means that, as Chanel and Cindy has already mentioned, it gives a lot of opportunity for all of us to really get in there and also to learn more about ourselves. As I said again, Kanya is super fantastic. Pity she's not over here on the line, but my gosh, did we have fun and lots of laughs, getting out of the box. Oh my gosh, I'll do that anytime again.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
Some time left over, so I was going to slot you in like just before 1 o'clock. Cindy, will you close for us, please?
Yeah. So I wanted to say I'm working on more deals for this Enneagram, and then I will be assigning the trainers, and Kanya has asked us to that the trainer can be included. So thank you for all who are willing and able to assist. But obviously dates works according to Kanya because she's, so I will work in with her dates, then I will just ask trainers like that. So thank you very much. Thank you guys for always assisting us when we're asking, for assistance. Shlobi, I'm waiting for you to finish your learnership because I'm waiting for you in Joburg. Edward, thank you very much. I'll have some news for you soon. And AB, thank you very much. Carolyn, thank you. You're a darling. Although my Wednesdays have been taken away now, but Mishak, I look forward to again assigning you more work. Hopefully, the economy increases there in South Africa, and then I can accommodate you in Polokwane for more sessions. And yes, Carol.
No, I just found my clapping hands and I got super excited. Sorry, it was nothing.
No problem. Yeah. Edward, I see you put your picture on. I'm 90% for you. My answer will be shortly, maybe beginning of next week. So we'll be ready to kick off with you. And yeah, so some good news in the pipeline. Chanel, check your email. Something came up just now. I'll be working on the proposals. Good news. Check it.
Awesome. I'm happy. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. If that's what I'm thinking of, that's extra good news, Cindy. Extra good news.
Okay, no problem. I said as soon as I have things, I will let you know, like I got all these trainers and when I book them, then I say, as I get it, I will let you know. So you know what I'm talking about. So yeah.
I know.
So by
Yes, I'm
Monday,
excited.
Tuesday.
We all in all excited. Thank you
Yes.
guys for amazing meeting. We will see you 2 months time again. And please, before that, also our meets. I'm available. Check the chat room. Bye.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
I'll listen to the recording because some of the stuff I missed, guys. So hence I was quiet, but I will reply to you guys directly after I re-listen to today's meeting, and then I will reply.
Okay, thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, I did record.